Good morning. Are we on? Well, awesome. Thank you. So you feel free to take your seats. We're going to jump into a fantastic presentation. We're going to start now. We're going to finish at 9:30. We're going to have it action-packed. You're going to get great information today. Welcome to the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce, September 2024 ChamberCast. My name is Terrence Wall. I'm honored to host a meeting with a fantastic chamber, the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce. Join it. They have meetings all through the month, a fantastic organization to network and grow your business. We're celebrating America's. There's a very special big word coming up, and I know we have students here today. You're going to hear, this is a spelling bee word that's going to be coming in a minute. So I want to welcome Monmouth County Clerk Christine Hanlon and Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. Welcome, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So happy you guys could be here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're going to be diving right into it. In a moment, we're going to go around the room. We're going to say hello to the people that are here. So we're going to briefly introduce our businesses. But I want to share with you a little bit of information on our guest today. And you're going to hear about what's going on. It's great to see Ted, the Executive Director, right, in the house. That's awesome. And Carolyn Burtnick, Tourism. Thank you for being here, too. So I want to thank Bell.Works, Ralph Zucker, the team at Inspired. They're doing so many fantastic things here. It's busy and growing and growing. Come down, the block is open. So I want to thank everyone here. And also Gary Gelman of Gelman Images. He is a fantastic photographer. There he is. Thank you so much for being here. So I want to give you most of the folks know our Monmouth County famous guests that are here today. They're here to share information, to grow awareness in something that is really, really fantastic. Because for the United States of America, how time has flown. So County Clerk Christine Hanlon, she is the official authorized by the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, our clerk in Monmouth County. Upon election, it carries a 5-year term. Elected as a Monmouth County Clerk in 2015, prior to that, she was of counsel to the fantastic law firm of Archer and Greiner, one of the largest law firms in New Jersey. Practiced there for over 20 years, focusing on government affairs and municipal law. Also, Commissioner the Monmouth County Board of Elections and Secretary for 2 years. Received her law degree from Fordham and followed the graduation from Barnard College and Columbia University. She worked in the Eastern District of New York as an assistant district attorney in the Bronx during the time she prosecuted serious crime and making the world a better place doing so. Serves as a trustee of Monmouth County Bar Association, also for the Monmouth County Bar Foundation. Former president of the Greater Ocean Township Chamber of Commerce and received the Outstanding Chamber Service Award. The list goes on and on of the different accomplishments for you, and we appreciate you being here today. Just so folks know, yeah, fantastic. Just so folks know, and I have a few certifications, one being the RMC, so I appreciate all my fellow clerks. The clerk's responsibilities include recording all real property records in the county, mortgages, land title deeds, liens, trade names, and many other documents. Also the county electronic records archives and the open public records system. So many different things. And what ties to the work that's going to be going on today, the archival and historic records, some that date as far back as the 17th century. So much to say, and so little time to do it. We also have Commissioner Director Tom Arnone. Tom Arnone is currently serving his 5th 3-year term of the Monmouth County Board of Commissioners. He has served as director of the board for a number of years and oversees the county's Department of Public Works and Engineering and serves as the liaison to public information, tourism, economic development, the Office of Shared Services, the Department of Transportation, Brookdale Community College, Prosecutor's Office, the Environmental Council, the Improvement Authority, as well as the Shade Tree Commission. So many different things. It's such a packed job. Since being elected as commissioner, he's been an advocate for shared services as well between municipalities and counties, which drives savings to the taxpayers, which is so important. Established a Healthy Monmouth initiative, bringing students together. We have local students here today. Thank you. Next generation. Round of applause for all the students that are here today. He also started the Grow Monmouth program that helps revitalize the county's business climate. Really important. And how important is that we're in Bell.Works. Talk about business climate, one of the historic buildings frankly in the United States of America. Helped revitalize the county's business climate, developed a facade improvement program, tourist advisory group, and so much more. Prior to that, he was an elected official in Neptune City, going in the Wayback Machine, was mayor there, and was instrumental in the acquisition of millions of dollars in grants and revitalizing underutilized areas of the community. So let's welcome our guests here, folks. Thank you so much. Now, we're going to get started by going around the room quickly, just if you could introduce yourself and your business, so we're going to move along and dive right into an incredible topic. Go ahead.
All right.
We're going to start with today's sponsor, Gary.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks
Morning,
for being
Gary.
here.
Good
Thank
seeing you.
Gary, how are you today?
So Gelman Images actually was founded 35 years ago last week, right here in Monmouth County. Our family goes back over 100 years in Englishtown. My great-grandfather is buried in Freehold. So we're honored to be here. When I heard you guys were presenting today, I'm like, I got to be here. Gelman Images has to be here. So we're a full-service video production company. We serve clients throughout the region, including the freeholders in Monmouth County. Executive portraits, streaming video, drone, anything related to digital imaging we provide. I've photographed several Monmouth County greats, including Bruce Springsteen, Danny DeVito. I've also photographed the Pope when he arrived in 2015. I thank you all for being here. I thank you for being a sponsor. We do have gifts, so don't leave early. So we'll be giving some gifts out. So thank you. Thanks
That's
again.
a good way to keep
Thanks,
them
Gary.
here. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary, and thank you so much. All right, we're going to go around the room now.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Miller. I'm Director of Communications for the Monmouth County Clerk's Office.
Welcome.
Ted Matoro, Executive Director of Monmouth NJ 250.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Therese Rolke, the Executive Director of this awesome chamber. Glad to see you here.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Carolyn Burtnick, Director of Tourism for Monmouth County.
Welcome.
Berlin, woo!
Good morning, Erica Boyer, a certified financial planner with Edward Jones.
Holly Schultz, Director of Operations for Easy Docs, and I'm the President of the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Tara Demianovich, Director of Community Relations for the great nonprofit Community Affairs and Resource Center, CARC.
Good morning. My name is Catherine Dwyer. I'm the co-chair of the Young Professionals Group for the Monmouth Regional Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, my name is Jason. I work for Rutgers.
Thank you, Jason. There's also cookies and coffee back here, so help yourself.
Hi, I'm Kathleen McCunney. I'm the Physician Liaison and Marketing Specialist for Genesis Orthopedic and Spine.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jasmine. I have a skincare and eyelash extensions business here in Aberdeen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Elliot Cohen, a business education teacher at Holmdel High School, as well as our internship coordinator.
Hi, I'm Megan Flannery. I'm a Holmdel High School senior, and I'm interning for business administration.
Hi, I'm Tessa Pinero. I'm an education major, and I'm interning at Village School.
Hi, my name is Max Soberman, and I'm a senior at Holmdel High School, and I'm interning at a landscaping consulting firm.
Aloisi, your independent insurance broker, higher level of service.
And that's Al that was out here on the piano this morning. Thank you, Al.
Al puts the forte in piano forte, don't you?
Russ McKeever, Connections Unlimited. I've been a business computer network consultant since the turn of the last century. I'm also on the board of Allaire Village and the Parker Homestead, and I run an 1864 baseball team called the Monmouth Furnace that travels all over the Northeast.
Thank you. Good morning, gang. Mark Vigiani. I'm a full-time real estate professional representing Keller Williams out of Central Monmouth.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Will Murnan with the Arthritis Foundation. I'm the development manager.
And Jeannie, is this Tessa who was playing? Were you playing yesterday? Yes. Tessa, give us an update on the score. What happened last night?
What was the girls' field hockey score last night?
4-1 home. 4-1
4-1 Holmdel.
Woo!
Field hockey.
That was a great game.
Yep. So Tessa's killing it. The team is fantastic. Girls' field hockey, Holmdel High School.
Giovanni Migliazza, Chief Executive, International Digital Partners.
Good morning. I'm Janice Migliazza, 20-year business owner in Monmouth County, and I'm working human resources for Giovanni's company.
Yes, and her business, it was very successful in Colts Neck. It was called Neighborhood Lit. So my children really benefited from that. Oh, and Megan was...
Driving one of my students to me here at Bell.Works.
Oh, that's awesome. See the connection?
Yeah, Palmer. When I heard your name, I said, oh my goodness, and then you came up yesterday.
That's what it's all about here, right? It's all about the connectivity, making connections. Thank you so much. Did I miss anybody?
Yeah.
I'm Jeannie Wall. I'm the owner of Hometown News, publishing Tap Into in Monmouth County. Did I miss anyone? All set.
Thank you very much. And so what you've heard from private sector, public sector, nonprofits that are here, business organizations, students, multi-generational audience here. I'll share with you, we're streaming live, and so you can share this information that you're going to hear right now. And the reason I didn't get into it in the beginning, because I wanted to hear, we've got a big word that I want to hear, and we're going to talk about 250 years of United States history. And today, from this presentation, it's to educate, communicate, and give you information that you could use, not just at home, but in your business, with your associates, and the folks that you communicate with on something that's exceptionally important. So let's kick it off. Can we do that, Christine Hanlon?
We need to say the big word at some point.
What's the big word? Why are we here today?
America's semi-quincentennial is coming in 2026.
Did you get that? Semi-quincentennial.
That's correct.
All right, great. Let's dive into it.
Sure, semi-quincentennial. And I say it all, I let Christine say it all the time.
Most people say America 250.
I say America
it's
250.
Way too hard to say.
So this is a great initiative, and I want to thank my co-chair, Christine Hanlon. We have really hit the ground running here, and we started off, just so you know how it started off, where my fellow commissioners and I decided to pass a resolution here, recognizing, after the help of Christine, by giving us the information, knowing through the archives all the history that went through Monmouth County in particular here, and that we should be doing something special. And that's where it really started to kick off, and we have hit the ground running like I never expected. And the thing about this is we've hit the ground running, and we still have some years to go here, and we're going to continue to run.
It's coming quick.
There, but so it's something that we joined as co-chairs to do, and I'm extremely excited. With the help of Ted there, we decided to do it the right way in the county, not just, as you know, Terrence, when we do something, we do it right. And you know, you have to be all in if you want to present something and make sure it gets out to the public, especially in a county like Monmouth County that's so large. So we have done just that. We hired an executive director. I think we're ahead of most counties. And you know, I'll probably say the one thing over and over again, Monmouth County does it the best. I probably offend 20 other counties when I say that over and over again, but this is a perfect example of it. And I think people are very proud, because people are very proud of the history. So we wanted to make them proud by living in a county that does the right thing.
And let's talk about the history. Monmouth County has deep, deep roots, obviously, as a part of the country, but the history as far as the revolution, and can we speak to that?
Yes.
It's much more than just 250. It was living and breathing here.
Yes, that's what's one of the most important things, and it's so exciting for us to be a part of this celebration that is going to be going on all over the United States of America. I just want to mention that, like, this is a national recognition. There's a national committee that is set up. They set up in 2016 to start the planning for this really momentous occasion. If you remember the bicentennial, those of us who are old enough, I don't know, to remember the bicentennial, it was such a big deal. And it's going to be that kind of big deal again here in 2026. But it's so special to be in a county that really was sort of pivotal in the American Revolution. The Battle of Monmouth took place here, and out in sort of the western part of the county. And there's so much Revolutionary War history, not just the Battle of Monmouth. There were different activities and events and fighting and skirmish and things that took place here in Monmouth County throughout the Revolutionary War period. And it's kind of nice to be in a county where we can highlight our contributions to our independence, American independence. But also, one of the things that we really want to do is we want to take the opportunity to focus on our history, not just from the Revolutionary War period, but from that time forward. because Monmouth County is such a special place for those of us who live here. We know how amazing Monmouth County is, and we have such great history to highlight for people, and we see this as an opportunity to bring people to our county to improve the business climate. This is an opportunity to really come together, every aspect of our community, to come together to celebrate, to bring visitors here, to bring tourists here, to become a part of this whole celebration.
So the reason why it's some folks would say you're planning early, but
No.
but is it
Not
really?
really.
It's not an event. It's really an evolution.
Yes.
You're capturing it. Yes, you have the revolution, but you also have 250 years of history. How do you capture that? And that's part of this programming, is capturing the different periods of time and what was happening in our nation, and how do you capture all of that within this program?
So the thing that's most important here, and to touch a little bit about what Christine was saying there, when she talked about, the bicentennial there, not that I was here then, but I do remember, and I've heard, and I use my own family ties to it. And, my father in my town was on that committee, and the celebrations that were happening all throughout the county. That's what's important here, because as we have our youth here, when it's the 300th year birthday, okay, we're hoping that what we're doing now will resonate with them, so that they're hopefully sitting in these chairs here and being able to get the message out and to have that expansion. And the way we've treated it, it's going to be a gigantic birthday over 53 municipalities here that we are going to celebrate in the very unique ways that our municipalities are. As I talk to you, Terrence, and everybody knows, our county's so diverse. So, the Upper Freehold side compared to the Asbury Park side, so much different, but so special. So their celebrations, everybody's celebrations tying in together, will make people be aware of not only our history, but history moving forward. And that was our ultimate goal.
I just wanted to follow up on that too, because Tom mentioned something so important, that we're engaging the municipalities, but in addition to the municipalities, we've been out engaging the historical organizations. Some people in this room have been at those meetings, because we know that we can't capture everything. We're doing our part, but our committee has engaged people from different parts of the county, different avenues, the arts, the Historical Association of the county, the Historical Commission in the county, the parks history, Sandy Hook. We have all of these people engaged so that each and every entity, each and every town is working to do their thing. And we give them suggestions of what to do. We don't tell them what to do, but we encourage them to highlight their piece of history so that everybody is doing their piece, so it enhances the whole experience.
So is this a way to re-engage with history? Some folks feel that the study of history and the appreciation of history needs a push. Can you speak to that a little bit?
So, we can't stick our head in the sand. Things have changed dramatically. And the part of focusing on history, and I'm not going to say it's been lost, but it's not as special and looked at how special it was, because that's why we're here, because of history. So for us, and I think it's a job of elected officials to re-engage that back into our youth, and like we said, bring in our historians that we have here that know so much more than I do, okay, there to engage and get the information that they have so that we can continue to spread it out. That's why, as Christine was saying, it's very important for us to bring everybody in on this. Everybody's got to be part of it, and we got to, we'll talk a little bit about the different type of events that we're going to have, but each and every event is going to be, structured to a different type of group and organization that really hits home for them.
And in a sense, by having our students here today, they can really serve as ambassadors, right? You're part of what you're doing. 100%. You're communicating. You're getting the message out to high schools across the county to build awareness and knowledge. What would you say to the students when they leave today? They go back and by the way, the clerk will also be at Holmdel High School at 10 a.m. for a fantastic presentation, right? What would you say to that?
We're talking about voting.
Yeah, to the students. What might they engage with as far as communicating the information out to their peers about why this is important?
Well, I have to say this is something that I do talk about a lot with students when I go to, and also Director Arnone does as well, because it's so important to understand your history, because we talk about how your history has to guide you in your decisions going forward, how you live your life, what are the important things that you need to focus on, and you understand like how we got where we are today. And sometimes when you go back to history, you understand sort of how to put in context the strife or conflicts or different things that are happening. You know, people look back sometimes and say, oh, everything was so peaceful, and all of a sudden now, like, we're arguing about everything. Well, if you go back to the Revolutionary War period, Monmouth County and all over, the colonies, it was just strife and skirmish and, constant arguing, people, and you've got to put it in context. You have to say, okay, we learned from that, and now we're going to move forward, and we have to do things a certain way. Our history is so important, but one of the things that we like to focus on too is I feel like sometimes in the schools, it's kind of like top level and you're not learning about where you live. You're learning about sort of, just the top lines. What we want to do, and one of the things that we're working on, is getting the Monmouth County piece of the history into the schools. So we designed, number one, for the younger students, a coloring book about, some of the Monmouth County things that relate to the 250. We launched an art competition that's for fine art that depicts Revolutionary War events. We're also doing contests for elementary school, for middle school, for high school, so that they could start thinking about all of these things. And we're developing content about the top 10 things that happen in Monmouth County, and we'll be sending that out to all the schools.
And that was a great point. So it seems like in our discussion that we're focused on the youth, and quite frankly, we probably are in most cases, because obviously the elderly that we know, we went through that history of back then that wasn't forgotten, and that's something special that I hope people realize here in Monmouth County, that we try to engage to let people try not to forget. Know where you came from, know how you came here, and this is the perfect example. So, I mean, as Terrence, as you said in the beginning, wow, you hit the ground running, but we still have a lot of time left. But it's going to take that long, because I will say, and not on a negative side, I think a lot of it has been forgotten over the years of what we should be educating and where that history came from. To just sidebar, and I was just thinking about it as Christine was saying, that something like as devastating in current times as 9/11 there. Think about when we get to the 300th year, okay? That is going to be a big, vital part. Well, who's ever running, and I promise you there will not be me running that birthday party.
You can walk it. Maybe you can walk it.
But they'll be able to say that the county that they live in, Monmouth County, is the only county, not in the state, but in the country, that closed county government that day. And why did we do it? For that reason, so the children and people don't forget, and they can continue to know why that is such a special day. That's what we're trying to make people remember, what and all the special days that were before. And Christine's extreme, listen, I'm very fortunate to have Christine as a co-chair here. I'll go out there and we'll be out over and over, but she has so much history there, especially in her archives and her personally, that it kind of blends together there, so it really works well.
You know, I have a question. You're going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to kind of, thank the commissioners for closing county government on 9/11 because it is so important that we remember all those souls lost on 9/11. But I also wanted to add that we are focusing on our youth, but we are trying to hit every aspect of society.
Exactly.
We're trying to hit every age group. We're trying to engage everyone throughout the county to be a part of this. And that's what people did back at the bicentennial. And we're modeling things and then growing and making it better after what happened during the bicentennial celebration.
And that's where Christine's Department of Archives, she has so much background there. I was amazed going back and, where we can be able to do that, hit all the different, all the different people here in the county. And it's just going to be phenomenal.
So then I have a question, because in a moment I want to get into the economic development piece and how businesses can also integrate with the programming. And but for a brief moment, when we spoke earlier, part of the question I had for Christine Hanlon was, what do we want to take out of this meeting? What are we looking to accomplish? And awareness was a key item. And I have a question. I'm thinking about awareness at scale. And what I mean by that, for example, I volunteer. I'm the Board of Education president in Holmdel. And my question would be, are there curriculum elements that I could refer to administration and my fellow board members for consideration by administration that would tie to elements that can be inculcated within the curriculum, because there is some time that could be a model in the county and perhaps a model in the state, perhaps even embraced and disseminated through NJDOE because there is a little bit of time, and that could be also scaled not just to the K through 12, but to the Brookdale Community College, to the institutions of higher education, and perhaps to organizations that are veterans groups, veterans organizations, to try to create this mosaic that's generational. Is that a piece that maybe you already have that can be disseminated? Dr. Cascone, are you listening? And all the other superintendents. But perhaps we can. Is that an element that could be developed?
My understanding is that the state is developing things, and they've been working on this piece to go to the schools. What we're doing in Monmouth County is we have an advisory board of historians, well-known historians who study Revolutionary War history, for our Monmouth County committee. And we, working with Ted, myself, archives, and these historians, we've developed this top 10 list that is top 10 people, because you can only absorb so much. Okay, so top 10 people, top 10 events, and top 10 locations in Monmouth County that have a connection to the Revolutionary War period. And what we're doing is developing those top 10s to send around to the schools so that they can incorporate that into because they are going to be getting some curriculum from the state, but we want to make it hyper-local. So we're doing this top 10, and hopefully that's something that's easy to absorb. You can't throw out so much information. So we've been working for a year already to hone this information so that it's the top 10s to send out to everyone.
Yes, I just to piggyback on what Christine said, it's pretty much as the state's trying to incorporate that. We'll do anything that we can to follow suit, because we do, and Ted in particular is working with those organizations. So we want to make sure that we coexist together there. So, we will be a little bit unique here in Monmouth County, but we also want to be, a team player through the whole process there.
Understood. So we're in Bell.Works, a place of inspiration, innovation, invention. Back in the day, a couple hundred years ago or more, they had industry and business, and that communication, those businesses. Can you start integrating how businesses can get involved, or what the industry opportunities are, and how that dovetails with the work that you're doing?
So that's very important. And listen, the economic engine here in Monmouth County is our business climate here, and they're the ones that are the driving source of the success here. But, I sit here, and as Carolyn's here with tourism, another economic engine here. This place that we're in here, the history of what it is today compared to what it was, years and years ago, is a perfect example of change, okay, but good change there. But don't forget the past. And that's kind of what we're, I guess, geared on and focused on. But as far as the business climate here, I guess it's going to be one of our initiative, and Christine and I have spoken lightly about it with Ted, that's our next tentacles to get out, is our businesses, to make sure they know what's going on as the municipalities, as Christine said before, will be doing what's ever unique to their municipality or town, okay? The businesses can do the same thing, but we need to get out to the business to educate them on what we're doing, what events are going to be there, what events are going to be in their region. We'll talk a little bit about some of our events here, which will really tie into Bell.Works, as you'll hear very shortly here. That's what we're going to need to do to the businesses, to get out there and educate them on what we're doing, why we're doing it, when we're doing it, and how they can be part of it. So that's
why we're here today.
And that's why we're here today.
Sorry. Just to follow up on what the director said, we are about to publish a program guide that is relevant for businesses, historical organizations, municipalities. So there's a document that's going to be online that we're going to hand out, that people can take the document, understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, what our themes are, what our goals are, and then sort of a model of, here are some ideas of how you can participate, whatever type of entity you are. And one of the things that gives me a little bit of background, I have all the records from the bicentennial. So, Ted and I flipped through every single page of boxes of records, every page, to see what went on during the bicentennial. And businesses were a big part of it, whether it, on a national level, whether it was contests or decorations or special events, whatever it was going on a main street, on, individual businesses doing special discounts or decorations, all of these kinds of things that went on to bring people into their businesses to, celebrate and enjoy this big event that's coming.
Well, and it certainly is a big event. And if you look behind us, you see you have what you're calling it Freedom's Battleground.
Yes.
Tell us where that name came from.
Yes.
Charlotte, take that.
Okay, so we wanted to have a logo, a theme, slogan. We've worked together to develop all of these different branding components so that people really grab onto it and remember and understand what we're doing. Because Monmouth County was such a big part of the Revolutionary War period, and it was known that in Monmouth County it was one of the places where the British and people fought on the side of the British for years, and there was so much fighting over many, many years, and fighting amongst families, friends, neighbors, that we really felt, especially with the Battle of Monmouth that took place here, that Monmouth as a battleground for freedom was really something that sort of encapsulated who we are and what our significance was to the Revolutionary War, because of all the fighting that took place here in Monmouth, and then successfully came out the other side, as a free, wonderful nation that we live in today.
So that's very interesting, because if we go back to the start of this program here, that's really where it started. Once that history came back, and Christine, and I were speaking about that history there and how special it was and impactful it was to Monmouth County, conveying that to the rest of my commissioners, they realize the importance. And that's why we have focused on being able to do what we need to do financially for this period of time to bring this to light to everybody that isn't aware, but ironically, a lot of people are aware of it, and which is happy to see that there. But it's for us to engage even more. But that's pretty much how this all really started.
Well, and what I was learning about it, and in a couple of minutes we're going to open it up to questions, by the way, but we want to bring it together, and after the questions, then you're going to sum up the key points that you want folks to leave with today. But Jeannie, I was getting prepped for it because Jeannie sets all these up. So Jeannie, thank you so much for everything you do. We absolutely could not do without you. Thank you.
Good job.
So I said, basically, she asked me, did you do the research? And I said, yeah. I read the stories on tappingtoholmdel.net. I'm up to speed. And then it was like, no.
She's covering us. Yeah.
Right, then it's like, look harder. I'm like, I watch the videos, the other things, the supplemental materials are all in there. And so I'm looking harder. And I got to tell you, because I'm coming at it like many citizens. Yes, 250, that's fantastic. What's happening? The county's involved. The amount of content integrated in this project, and I'm new to it. I was thrilled that we're having this podcast, but to prepare, it was, the materials. I'm reading the articles and the promotions and things of that nature. But then I started watching the video and the battleground reenactments and the interviews with the commissioners and Commissioner Director Arnone and Monmouth County Clerk Hanlon, and all of the detail, and then how it tied together with X and tied together with YouTube and Facebook. It's an incredible operation. And you have Monmouth NJ250.org, yep. Right? And what's so interesting, we talk about the businesses, Easy Docs, Central State Hospital, Monmouth Regional Chamber, all of the businesses, artists, Cowleys, they all have generations of leadership. There's in the family of BMW of Freehold and New Jersey Natural Gas. Their great-grandfathers, great-great-great-grandfathers, and grandmothers were in these times. And so the integration of business and community and education is really right in front of you. So I could just share, before we open up to questions, that you want to go to this site, you want to watch these videos. They're incredibly professional, top-notch content that captures precisely what you're trying to accomplish by building that awareness. So it's for the current generation, all generations, and the social generation. There's news that you can use. It's a little small in front, the QR code, that gets you there. Can you talk briefly before we open up to questions? What are the different ways that people can get educated, get in touch, follow, share the information?
I mean, you pretty much hit on all of it right there, but we're going to continue to build that social media presence there, and Ted obviously is leading that there, and just to be able to get the word out. We're fortunate enough now, go back in history, you would not have been able to do that. We're able to reach out to a lot more people very easily through social media, and that's going to be our ultimate goal. As we said, as you see behind us, all the businesses, think about this. Think about, New Jersey Natural Gas, Health Group, all those different businesses. All right, yes, that's a sponsorship there. That's a person that's aware of it. But how many people are engaged and work there? So if they could promote it internally, that just expands and makes it much easier for us to be able to get that message out.
So I just want to touch on one more thing and add to what the director said. We now have an e-newsletter that you could sign up for if you go to our website, monmouthnj250.org. All our information is on there. And also, we have this 250 truck that is going around to all of
another
the
great
festivals.
Video. Yes.
And the fairs and festivals, and it is wrapped with all historical, design, and it has our contact information on it. It has 250 is coming so that people can start thinking about what's going on, and it has all our ways to get in touch with us. And Ted, and thankful to our county Sheriff Sean Golden, who repurposed a decommissioned. An emergency vehicle that wasn't going to be in use anymore. And this is now our way to get out to every fair, festival, things that are going around so that people can start learning about what's coming. And with the truck, we have games to play, we have giveaways, we have shirts, we have prizes, and we also have a traveling exhibit that we developed that kind of tells the story of Monmouth in the Revolutionary War time period. So we've been out to, how many events, Ted? How many festivals have you gone? Ted is always out there. So we are really trying to build awareness with all of these different aspects.
And then the one thing which, you know, I don't know if we'll have time to touch on here is that then we're going to have to promote the special events that the county, besides the municipalities, that they're going to do, which is unique to their town, the special events that we're going to do here that's going to be more county-wide. Should we talk a little bit about this?
You have time.
Yeah, and so we want to talk a little bit about, we're going to have a big 10K race here for the people that want to run it, and we're going to make it a little bit historical when we do it. There, it's going to be very close to home where we're standing now. We're going to have a big gala. Again, we'll probably be close to where we're standing now. There, and all these other events, you know, that Christine is starting to line up, and that we're putting, a pen to a date to that period of time. Those are all going to be promoted dates. And what's really special about it is, there's going to be a lot of people that are very excited and interested about that event, so they'll be very involved in that event, which is good, okay? And then we'll have another event that will be very special and unique to another group of people, but what comes out of all in it? Awareness of the 250. And so all those things will grow awareness throughout the whole county.
It seems you're setting the standard for this programming throughout the state. Are other counties reaching out?
That's why we're the best in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, are other counties reaching out? Yeah.
Well, we're kind of leading the way here. So we are going to host now, where the others have asked us to put together a meeting. So we're working to host the other counties in the state of New Jersey to kind of share ideas, showcase what we're doing. We've made presentations to other counties, and then after we do that, they're like, oh, can you help us? So, I think one of the special things that we have too is that most counties don't have a county archives that can guide the information. And most counties, don't have the commitment like our commissioners do to really put in the financial backing, the effort to do all of these special things that we want to do. So, the other counties are starting to do their thing.
And I think what's very special about Monmouth here is, as Christine and I, we work very well together. We have a great relationship between all our constitutional officers and our commissioners and our employees there. So when we ask public information to please buy into this, work with us on this, they don't just do it because they have to do it. They do it because they want to do it. And that's the same thing with tourism and Christine's staff and the sheriff's staff and all those, which makes it, really special because it's, we're all working together.
It's interesting, Ted. I'm starting to think, when the commissioners work on shared service agreements, I don't know, I think it's going to be the first, let's get the word right, semi-quincentennial shared service agreement would be having the executive director on loan to every other county in the state. So whole firm.
We're not sharing, Ted.
Yeah. So we have a few minutes to open up to questions, and then we're going to bring it back to our guests who can give us some wrap-up I told you to need to look at your watch once.
No,
I'm on it.
I can't be late for my voting
I was very impressed.
presentation.
I can't believe that much time went by.
Watch check.
Went that quick.
My goodness. So I told you this time.
You're impressive.
Yeah, so we have time for a few questions. Then we're going to get some key takeaway points for the businesses, the families, the students, and the community in this wonderful Bell.Works that we're graced to be in today. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
then we're going to take a quick group picture before we leave. I just want to make sure we have that. You have a question, right?
Absolutely. Hello, I'm a complete stranger to all of this.
We're going to call you our favorite groupie.
Yes.
You come to everything.
You know what, Christine? I will say, and this goes for both of you and your predecessors. Monmouth County has been so supportive of the historical community over the years. We really appreciate it. And two things. First of all, if you're concerned about business and its relationship to Monmouth County's history, keep in mind that in the 1840s, almost 50% of the steamships that were launched from American ports, the iron was sourced right here in Monmouth County.
Wow.
Okay? The second thing is, Christine, and this is a shout out to you, maybe how you can interject for our educational component. Let them know what's going on at the end of October and why they should be there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Oh, I like that.
Today I have the opportunity to help teach like the class that I'm interning with. And I was wondering if I could take some of the copies. And
Absolutely.
give-
Absolutely.
Want our
That's what they're
coloring
for.
books? You can
That's
say.
what they're for. That's what they're for.
Everybody
100%.
loves the coloring book.
And you know, the thing about this is what's unique, and this is kind of special to the people that live here in Monmouth County. Please take a look at this coloring book that was designed. This literally, when you see this, this was done by a young gentleman that came to myself for a job, and he's a graphic artist, came out of school, lives here in Monmouth County, lives in Seagirt, and came for a job, graduated from somewhere in Georgia, and we decided this would be something that was important, and we need that, to have that, and this book, coloring book, was totally freehand. 100% freehand. It's amazing. It's amazing that the talent that we have here, but it's something that's special, but 100%, that's what it's for.
Any other questions? I have a quick
Well,
one.
I will say, Jeannie, just a moment. Ralph Zucker is a visionary, and I wanted to say one of the representatives would like to share the connection of history, because there is a deep appreciation of the history at this gorgeous 2 million square foot site to retain the history and all of the other special things that are part of what it is today. Would you like to introduce yourself and perhaps speak for Ralph Zucker today on history and how important this program is?
Yes, I'm Mordecai. I work with Ralph here. Ralph's actually in D.C. right now meeting with New Jersey legislators. So he's down there advocating for New Jersey at the federal level. With the history here is something that we live with every day. One recent example I'll bring to light is there's currently a transatlantic fiber optic cable that runs across to Europe. And anytime you make a phone call or email to Europe, you're actually not using satellites, you're using a physical hard wire. In the 1980s, that wire was, they attempted to use fiber optic cables for the first time. They did a successful test around 250 miles off the shore with 18 kilometers of cable, which they then brought back to Bell Labs here in Holmdel, and it's stored to this day downstairs. Wow. And that's something that as we continue to evolve and develop the building, we're now reaching out to artists to see if there's something they can design with this cable so that they can perpetuate its history and allow people to learn. We've spoken with the Smithsonian and then the London Science Museum and others who are interested in getting a better understanding of how we got to where we are today and the technology that evolved. So that's just one minor example of something we were working on yesterday.
Yeah, that's great information.
Yeah, and I want to reach out as well. Tom Arnone has been great with just the foresight to think about what's going on up ahead with America 250, and the fact that Monmouth County is getting so involved. I haven't heard of other counties thinking so far out yet. I'm sure they'll all catch on at the end and try to take some ideas from.
Well, they also don't have a Bell.Works in their county either, so we're fortunate.
There you go. But it's great to see this involvement from the community, and we'd love to see see what happens in the coming year.
Well, you're going to be a big part of it, and I mean that I don't just say that lightly. With the events that we have, stay tuned. Bell.Works is going to be a very big part and a vital part of our programs.
All right, I just want to give some information. If you are free at the end of October, the last Saturday in October is Archives and History Day at Brookdale Community College. It's a free event where all of our historical organizations come together and have tables and present information, and you can learn. We have a keynote speaker. It's a wonderful day, wonderful morning, so it's free to everyone, so please come.
And thank you. And thank you again. We're honored to be guests of Ralph Zucker and Bell.Works today. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so
and
much.
And these kind of conversations share additional history and additional opportunities to tie it all together. And just like the design here, it's about tying it all together in exquisite new ways. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Do we have time for one more question? Because at 9:30, my slipper won't fit. Right? It will not fit.
Kind of true.
And of course, we want to thank Gary Gelman, our business sponsor for today. Thank you, Gary.
Yes,
Gary, thank you very much.
I just want to mention we're undertaking a project with Gary very soon. We're really excited about that. That will be part of our Monmouth NJ 250 programming.
Awesome. That's exciting, and happy anniversary again. So my question is, we know about these big events because they're in our history books and people have studied them and learned about them. What about those smaller things that have happened in the county that we don't know about? How do we find out about that? I know Ted probably knows everything at this point because you've been doing this for over a year now, right? So you don't realize that Ted started doing this last year. And yeah, exactly. So thank you for starting so early so that we can have a fantastic year. And I know when I talked with Ted, he said it's not just about the month of July 2026. We want to celebrate every month of the year. So we got to come up with creative things that we can engage everybody with, including the businesses. And I hope the businesses take your posters and take your flyers and put them in their stores and put them, because we want to start having this visible to the public who aren't here right now. And we'll do everything that we can as the chamber. So you have our
Thank
support.
you so much.
Yeah.
And one way to find out about, sort of the little things is we have so many historical organizations throughout the county that focus, and Archives and History Day is one of those ways, because the local historical organizations really touch on those, little things that happened here, whether it was in a small community or a large community. One of the things that my office does that is really special, I'm so fortunate to have such a great team in my archives division. Every year for Archives Day, we pick a historical topic to cover, and we create a booklet. And it's really like 100 pages of local historical things, events that took place. So this year's, just when you talk about little history, this year's theme is Monmouth County Life Through a Lens, and it's about a collection of photographs from a very well-known photographer in Monmouth County from, it's like 4 decades of photographs. And this photographer went out and took pictures of all different things, like a ribbon cutting, a this, a that. And they're all these amazing black and white photos that we have culled through. Now they're part of our collection. And we're issuing this publication with all of these things. A lot of it was based in the Freehold area. So each year we pick a different topic. Last year we did businesses and the history of business in Monmouth County. So if you ever want to look at any of these books, we have extra copies, and I do bring them to the fairs and festivals. So we basically, for the past 29 years, have issued these books that have all different types of history in them. So that's another way to find out some history.
Thank you. So what are the key takeaway points? And then we're going to make sure we're going to get these shirts ready for them. We survived ChamberCast.
Yes, yes. So just in closing, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the Chamber for always hosting this and having a great audience there and getting our message out there. And most importantly, I want to thank it to all the people of Monmouth County, because you know what? Certain things start and you start a program and you wonder if you're going to get a little discouraged because there might not be as involvement and buy-in to it. But that has been the opposite here. We're getting tremendous buy-in, and I think people see the importance of it. Similar like when you start something new, and to revert back to the 9/11, I started that a year ago. All of a sudden this year, 9 other municipalities followed suit and shut down here in Monmouth County. Ultimate goal is to have 53 shut down. But this year is to have 53 municipalities be part of our program here and be part of our plan in their own unique way. Having the historical groups, having the children, having our youth, having everybody buy in to one gigantic celebration with a meaning. And that's the whole thing. The celebration is a big fun part of it all, okay, but the meaning is most important of it. And so I think that's our message that we're trying to get out. People want to have fun, okay, so have fun, but with a meaning, and that's pretty much what we're doing.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Just real quick, first of all, thank you, Bell.Works. Thank you for this amazing opportunity to be here with you. I just want to say, please follow us. Please go Monmouth NJ 250, our website, our social. And last, I just want to say, like, we've developed like 3 themes that we are guiding us, okay? So it's like the 3 Ps. One is patriotism for our country. The other is pride in our local communities. And the third is participation. And participation from every aspect of our communities. So those are the 3 things that are really guiding everything we do, because those are the important things to be focused on. And I thank you for
Well, thank you. So,
having
folks,
us.
participation, right?
Patriotism,
pride,
and participation.
All right. In that order. I want to thank Commissioner
yeah.
Director Tom Arnone,
Thank
County
you.
Clerk
Thank you.
Christine Giordano Hanlon. Round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank
you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So, and since it's 9:29, we're going to have a quick photograph for 60 seconds, please. Everyone, come on up and have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here today.